What's up, people, and welcome to a video that I wasn't going to make today because I feel like crap. But if I don't do it, then I will never do it, and then I'll forget everything that I had to say, and it just falls by the wayside, and it's a waste of time. So, I'm here. Hello. As the title states, Matt Walsh is wrong. And I'm going to show you why, and tell you why. So, the first day of the Republican National Convention had a Hispanic woman talking, a black woman talking, and an Indian woman talking. Now, the black woman in question is Amber Rose. And most people know who Amber Rose is for the wrong reasons. But she does have a following. And this is what Matt had to say about it. Trump has just reached mythic status by defying death and surviving an assassination attempt, and the GOP decides that the next move is to have him sit and listen to a porn star talk about diversity. Brilliant move. Thanks, guys. And this isn't all that he said. He had problems with Amber Rose sitting there and speaking. He had problems with Harmeet Dillon praying a Sikh prayer. Look. If you want to be like Matt, then enjoy losing every single fucking election that happens from here on out. If you think that the Republicans are going to win off of fucking boomer neocon fucking religious guys that happen to be white and straight, then you're living in a fucking fantasy world. I don't know what else to tell you. You guys need to suck that shit up and deal with it. Because the Democrats have been doing this shit for years. If you look at all the major super PACs, most of that money is going to the Democrats. And what are they doing? They're buying celebrities. They're buying people to appeal to as wide a voter audience as possible. De Niro, Jack Black, fucking, who else? Who else do we have? I mean, those are the two that come to the top of my head right now. George Clooney. It's names that people know. And I'm sorry. If Matt Walsh thinks that the straight white religious dudes are going to carry this fucking election, he's fucking delusional. And he's going to sit there. He already has. He's like, oh, well, these are my principles. These should be the principles of the conservative Republican Party. Bro, suck it up. Don't know what else to tell you. Amber Rose has a following. You need those votes. Harmeet Dillon has a following. You need those votes. I can't remember the name of the Hispanic lady that spoke. They were ragging on her too. You need those votes. You need as many fucking votes as you can get. So don't snub your nose at something that is potentially going to widen the voter pool. That's insane. And of course, it's just as bad as the fucking groypers that are out there spurging out about the fact that Harmeet ended with a Sikh prayer. I'm pretty sure Republicans have also been the party of freedom of religion at one point. I could be wrong, but let's not conflate theism with atheism, which the Democrats wholeheartedly embrace atheism. If somebody wants to practice their religion, who am I to tell them no? Who am I to say that's wrong? But of course you have these Christ is King retards that are out there going, oh no, this is insane. You shouldn't do that. This totally fucking, get the fuck out of here. We have always, and by we, I mean Americans, have always been the country of free speech, of freedom of religion, of the right to bear arms. That's not going to change just because somebody says something that you don't like. Oh, she's talking about diversity. Yes, you need fucking diversity. We're not talking DEI bullshit. We're not talking about fucking forced inclusion and all this other shit. We have always been diverse. We will always be diverse. And to alienate that potential for a win is absurd. And of course, he's trying to, die on the hill of morality and all this shit. Who gives a fuck? If you want to win, you play by the rules that are out there. And if you look at the Democrat playbook, what rules? If they can get anything and everything to get a win, they're going to do it. Now, you could sit there and go, oh, well, Republicans are, better than that. Okay. In what way? Because I have seen more canvassing and campaigning and ads and even fucking bots in favor of trying to push Biden and Democrats. Look at Progressive Victory. What does Progressive Victory do? They get as many fucking left-leaning streamers as possible and get them to fucking shill. You don't see that coming from the Republicans. And if they're not willing to do it, then I'm sorry, you fucking deserve to lose. Plain and simple. You can like it, not like it, it's the truth. And the problem is that a lot of the people that are right-leaning, that are shilling, are so far fucking right, it just comes off as a fucking joke. I'm not going to say names. I have one specific name that pops in my mind right now, but I don't feel like pissing off that fan base because she has a lot of simps. Most people that are active on social media probably know who I'm talking about. Rhymes with Bellany Pack. That's one. This whole shift to, Jesus is my savior, Christ is king, fuck everybody else bullshit. Nah, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. I grew up in a Christian household. I went to a Christian school for half of my life. From kindergarten, actually from pre-K all the way up to 8th grade, I was in a Christian school. I still consider myself to be a Christian. But I have my problems with organized religion because I've seen enough churches to have a very serious problem with organized religion. But I don't preach. That's not what I do. And everybody else's faith is their own, if they have it or lack thereof. Who am I to say otherwise? That's the beauty of this fucking country. And it's just so asinine that these guys are coming off as fucking gatekeepers because somebody said a prayer they don't like, or somebody has a past they don't like, or, somebody's not upholding the standards of the Republican fucking, what's the word I'm looking for here? I'm blanking out. The values, conservative values, whatever you want to call them. It doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't. There are too many, and as much as these people hate the word diversity, America is diverse. There are entirely too many different types of people in this country for you to place all your bets on traditional white, straight, male conservatives. It's not going to happen. So what they did, in my opinion, because that's all this is, what they did was smart. Because they just unlocked even more potential voters that they didn't have to begin with. Assassination attempt aside. So, those are just my thoughts on it. I really don't agree with how these guys are, trying to gatekeep being a Republican just because they feel like they have the moral high ground. That shit needs to go out the window for this election if they want to win. It has to. The purity testing, leave that to the left because that's what they're good at. And hopefully, all jokes aside, hopefully this election doesn't turn into an even bigger shit show than it already is. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, I don't give a shit what color you are, what your religion is. If you vote for Trump and don't let anybody tell you that you can't.